Hey folks, Phil Gallagher here. I saw there was a Legacy Cube, so I booted it up, and we're gonna see how we do in this. I didn't take the time to actually figure out what the archetypes were in this cube, so I'm just gonna go and have fun with it. As a whole, not super impressed by this pack. I could take the Buried Alive and try to wheel the Living Death and build a graveyard-centric reanimator deck of some kind. Otherwise, Wrath of God has my eye, and Rift Bolt if I just want to start forcing mono red. Let's take the Buried Alive and try to wheel Living Death. Dark Ritual, you say? Dark Ritual Buried Alive? So, Unburial Rites is a decent reanimation spell in that you can use it twice, or actually, no, Buried Alive is 3 creature cards. Tomb lets you get to anything. I'm gonna take the Dark Ritual. Let's see if we can wheel some pieces of a graveyard deck. Dark Ritual is also just busted if we end up going some other route. So this is a discard outlet, but I don't think it's overly impressive. I'm just going to take a Dragon Lord Slumgar. It's a good thing that you can hard cast or reanimate. Careful Study is an enabler for a graveyard-based deck. Let's go with that. I never really know what to say in between picks of draft. Only recorded a couple of draft videos. I feel like big fatties are replaceable and that there might be better ones than Avenger of Zendikar that are coming around that might be hard castable. Generally speaking, I really like Sword of Body and Mind in Limited. Dragon Lord Dromoka is sweet if you're in those colors, but I think it's between Duress, Scrubland, and Blooming Marsh for this pick. I'm going to take the Scrubland in case we do wheel that Unburial Rites. Just having access to that off any fetch land that's in my colors would be cool. Duress might be the better pick, though. Not really married to the blue that I have yet. Okay. We have 3 awesome cards in this pack. Exhume, Underground Sea, and Tassiger. I need to take the reanimation spell here. Exhume is not necessarily the one that I want because it's 2-sided, but I think I need to force that through. Alright, 3 great cards. Vampire Nighthawk, my favorite Magic card of all time. Riftwing Cloudskate, just great value limited card. And Go for the Throat as removal. It's probably wrong to take the Nighthawk. I really want to take the Nighthawk. I think one of these two cards is going to be better, though. I take the Go for the Throat. Show and Tell. And Terastodon. Terastodon is like an A tier reanimation target. This is a great pack. Like, I'd be happy with this, 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 this. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Terastodon, though. Alright, we wield the Living Death successfully. We've wielded the Unburial Rites successfully. We've wielded the Una's Prowler successfully. Alright, things are looking good. I probably won't play any of this, so let's take that for the sideboard. Let's take Blooming Marsh. I'm not going to play any of that. Very happy with where things are at right now. So I have 2 fatties, 3 reanimation spells, 3 enablers. I'm A-okay with that. Hello, Reanimate. I'll look at the rest of the pack, but I'll be taking Reanimate. I guess Baleful Strix would be the thing that I would love to wheel from this pack. I think Reanimate's too good to not... Sorry, it's too good to pass and try to wheel. Like, I know all the Reanimator stuff wheeled last time around, but, like, Reanimate is the sort of thing that you might just randomly jam into a deck regardless of, like, what your real archetype is. Hexmage, Doomblade, Censor, Polluted Delta... Not a Delver deck. I think I'm going to take Polluted Delta. It finds the Scrubland and makes the backside of Unburial Rites more reasonable. Like, I would not be surprised if I pick up an Entomb relatively late at some point. Freebooter, Dread Return, and Emrakul to Promise End. This is a fatty that's somewhat reasonable to cast, so I could put, like, land, instant, sorcery, creature in relatively easily. Still make it cost 9, though. Maybe not. I think I'd be happy to wheel that, but I don't think I'd take it now. Passed on the duress earlier, so it might be right to just, like, take the freebooter. I think I'm going to do that. So there's some good cards here. Assuming that I'm going to be close to mono black, though, I think I'm just going to take the Skin Render. Alright, great cards in this pack. Coalition Relic lets you cast your fatties. Sundering Titan is another A-class fatty. Bloodghast is fine in this strategy. Like, if you Dark Ritual Buried Alive and you get, like, Bloodghast and 2 fatties, you get some value out of it, even if you don't have an immediate reanimation spell. I'm going to go with the Sundering Titan, though. What is this? Oh, that's kind of neat. So this doesn't play well with some portions of the deck. If I think I'm going to get enough blues to actually run some blue cards, then taking Impulse is probably better than taking this. Like I already have Go for the Throat and Skin Render and Living Death. Oh, I didn't watch the clock. We took a Vraska. Cool. We'll be taking a Necrotal here. Not really a stellar pack for me. I'll take this and probably not play it. Again, this is kind of one of those things I can get value off of with Buried Alive. So I think Doomblade's the better card here. I'm going to take a Hex Mage in case I can backdoor into, like, Hex Depths. But that probably lives in the sideboard. So as of right now, I'm probably close to mono black. Maybe playing a couple off-color sources so I can try to cast these. Whirler Rogue's a fine card. I'm going to go ahead and take the Dread Return. So I don't need more reanimation cards, I don't think. I need a couple more enablers. A Mana Rock or two wouldn't hurt. And maybe some more fixing, so I can easily splash a couple of these cards. I don't think I need the Hellkite. I think the off chance that I want to use this to hardcast a Terrastodon might be better. No respect for Sword of War and Peace. The card is gas. So Liliana, Thirst for Knowledge, Time Warp, Profane Command are all things that I would probably run in the deck. I think I just need to take the Enabler, though. I'm going to take Thirst. Couldn't remember if the middle ability sent him to Graveyard or where. So I have a Sweeper, 2 A-tier fatties, and a Planeswalker. I love Mirror Battlesphere. Love, love, love it. I think there's a decent chance I wheel one of these two. Probably Sheoldred. I think I can wheel Sheoldred. I'm going to take the Jace and just kind of like commit to being blue. Flexible discard / removal is probably where I want to be here. The Concealed Courtyard would be a second white source for the Unburial Rites flashback. But I'm already going to have a couple sources there. So So Misty Rainforest can't fetch my scrubland, so it would just be fetching Island currently. So Glenalandra and Ophiomancer as cards that are probably reasonable for me to pick. Like, I would love this, but I don't think I'm the deck for it. I already have enough late game elsewhere. Let's sort this by converted mana cost. Probably don't need another 4, so I shouldn't take this. I'm going to take the Ophiomancer. So I know I said I didn't need another piece of reanimation, but Animate Dead's really good. So ignoring these lands, and assuming I play the Careful Study, I'm still a little shy on playables. Like, I could play the Hex Mage, I could play the Nimble Obstructionist to round things out. Oh, there's some playables. What's this do? So it's a 6/6 that will draw me some cards. Probably just 1 to 2 cards. I think the tutor ability of Liliana Vess is more valuable to me than anything else here. Yo! Oh, baby! I don't know what pick that was, but that was really late. Holy cow. So it attacks, and I can pay X, where X is something's converted mana cost. And if I do, I return it. Control Magic's really good, though. I think I'm supposed to take Control Magic over that. This card's sweet, though. Profane Command for the sideboard is fine. So since we just picked up Grizzlebrand, I don't think we need Sheoldred. I'm going to take the Sweeper. I'm going to end up with enough playables where I can actually cut some of the cards in here that are kind of questionable. Don't think I want to play this. I take a Stroke of Genius, probably for the sideboard. I mean, we might board that in. There's Worlds. I really don't think Ugin should be wheeling like that. Like, someone's got to be playing some sort of ramp deck that could, like, reasonably use that card. So, I don't like that most of the blue cards that I want to play are double blue. But otherwise, I think I really like how this deck turned out. We're going to be pretty great against creature decks, I think. Like Skinrender, Necrotal, Ophiomancer, 2 Sweepers, a big lifelinky boy. So I have 4 fatties. I maybe don't need to run all 4. Like, this is definitely in the deck, this is definitely in the deck, and maybe, like, I play one of these 2 and then sideboard the other. I'll have to think about that. I mean, the other thing I could do is just, like, not play the double blue cards as to not stretch my mana base. Play 17 lands with most of my sources being black. I don't hate that. So what did I actually end up with for fixing? So I get Delta, which is a true fetch land. I will play the scrub land because it's fetchable and is flashback for Unburial Rites. And that's all I got. I have Volrest Stronghold for control matches. 14-2. We're not going to play a forest. Thank you, though. This would be 18. $11.6. And then sub a swamp for a delta, and sub another swamp for the scrubland. I don't like that 2 of my enablers are blue. Playing only 7 sources might be rough in that regard. So 11 of my 17 lands are black. And I'm splashing for like 2.5 cards. This is probably fine. I'm going to go ahead and take a snip of this, and I'll see you for round 1.